3, 2, 1. Action.
The mission statement of Washtenaw County CLC Youth Advisory Board, YAB, is
To empower and uplift youth voices
to end youth homelessness and poverty in Washtenaw County.
The Washtenaw County COC Youth Advisory Board made previous attempts in 2020 to get started prior to COVID, and obviously things happened that made that not stick. But as of January of 2024, we have been meeting every 2 weeks. So let's get the meeting started. The YAB currently has 6 active members, all of whom have been there since the first meeting in January. We are currently working to establish better protocols and inclusion of the youth in COC decision-making and leadership structures. We are currently working to get 2 seats on the COC board designated specifically for youth advisory board members. The YAB's impact could be increased by including them more in COC board meetings and COC decision-making and protocol.
We need to be out in the community more. We're always, trying to get everyone else to listen, more physical action rather than verbal. That's one of the ways I think our youth advisory board's impact could be increased.
What are the biggest challenges or barriers to sustaining a YAB?
I think for sure the biggest challenges is youth participation, because a lot of youth already have things going on as well, so just it may be hard for them to kind of incorporate or engage in those activities or engage in a YAB.
I would like to address that we need more housing throughout the community. There is minimum housing, and if there is housing, let's say the rent is too high or just basically the people can't afford it. And I feel like we need more activities that involves everybody in the community and actually everybody not just showing up and actually being there. I think we should also try to keep the community cleaner. Maybe a green group that walks around time to time every other week to, pick up around the park, in the streets, sidewalk, anywhere really.
I think we definitely need more places like Ozone and Neutral Zone and drop-in centers so that youth have more places to go, as well as access to different resources, because that's something that youth are coming into, the problems that they have is that they don't know where to go, they don't know where to access resources, and if they do, there's not enough. When I went to Ozone, I was 17 years old, so I wasn't able to get access to my ID or barely even get a job, and I couldn't do most things because I didn't have parental consent. There's not enough resources or people that can say, hey, yeah, you're independent enough to be on your own without getting emancipated, which is a long drawn out process. A lot of youth feel very alone in these situations, which makes it harder to go down the right path or do the things that make them successful, because they feel like they don't have anyone, or they feel like they are struggling and they don't have anyone that understands them. If I didn't get in there on emergency placement, then I would probably still be hotel hopping. I would be working a job that I hate just to survive. I probably wouldn't have built my sense of community, because although Ozone is like a shelter, these people have really become my family, because you can tell that they care and that they love their jobs, they love what they do, and they want to make sure that all of the young people here succeed.
I wanted to participate on the YAB is because I've been through similar situations that other kids have been through: homelessness, not having anywhere to go, having to stay with family members, having to stay in hotels, places that I did not want to stay. I feel like I would just want to help. You never know when you're going to become homeless, so you can wake up and be homeless in the next hour. For those people that's new to homelessness, I just want to give them tips, ideas, things that they can do in order to help, because I didn't know what to do when I was going through it.
In Alana's words, she has said, "My whole life I have never had stable housing. Me and my family have always moved from city to city. I have faced evictions numerous times during my childhood. My family and I have lived out of motels together and even slept in the car on occasions. I'm a mother now, and I recently fell back into homelessness with my baby boy because I was in an abusive relationship. I joined this group so my son and any other youth don't have to grow up like me. I want to be a part of the change and spread awareness for such a sensitive topic."
My way of defining success would definitely be legitimately fixing the housing systems and utilizing our land and our space more. Like, it could be so many more organizations, nonprofits, whatever the case may be, that's able to help.
This has been a conversation that we've been having since January when the board started. And that first one is just more collaboration amongst youth serving agencies in Washtenaw County and the COC and the Youth Advisory Board. Just making sure all voices are being heard, very specifically that youth voices are being heard when discussing youth issues such as housing and homelessness, as well as other youth-facing issues in the community. Another way that we would define success is making sure that the youth have access to the services that already exist and making sure they are aware that these services exist.
It gets harder being younger because you're not really aware what's out there. You're not really aware of the resources that are out there, so you actually feel like you're doing it alone.
All I would say to all of the young people who are in my situation or probably are going to be in my situation, you're not by yourself.
Give her YB!
Okay, awesome.